Hey kids, look what I found. Orts. Let's see how full our Orts box is today. Ta-da! I really thought that would make more of an impact. I don't know why. It's ginormous. So, whatever. Hi, my name is Maggie, aka Kitschywips, here on Flosstube and on Instagram. This is a channel all about cross stitch. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome in if you're new. Everyone is welcome. There's room at the table for everyone. First things first, I finally decided I've got to shoot a floss tube. And it's not going to happen with this baby. Very cute, but not great for filming a floss tube. I text my teenage daughter at school and said, listen, if I move all my floss tube stuff to the bedroom, can you stay with your brother out in the den and party with him and just let me shoot this? She very sweetly said yes. So today, while things have been happening, I'm like, oh, I have a spare second. I'm gonna put the ring light in the bedroom and here's my box of stitching and I'm gonna set it all up. And that way, when she comes home, I can just jump right in. And that baby fell asleep and took a nap. Oh well. Bottom line is I get to shoot a floss tube, so I guess it doesn't matter how it happens. But I did. I had to take all the stuff back out of the bedroom, set it back up in here. So it has been a while, and I'm sorry for that. It has been a little nuts around here. You've had the end of summer, start of school. I've actually had 2 more deaths in my family since my granny died. Neither one were wholly unexpected, but still, it's like, all right, I get it. Like, death is real. Can we stop for a while? I guess I'm just getting to that age in my life where this is just what's gonna happen because the adults in my life are now older. I am now the adult, so what are you gonna do, I guess? I don't know. First, some retreat news. Are y'all ready? I'm ready. Fiber Artemi's ready. Nora Corbett is ready. I'm just saying. We were all super excited for the Queen City Stitch Retreat, first annual Queen City Stitch Retreat, if I may say, in October 2023, right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Registration opens on October 1st of this year, so in just a few days. Well, if you're watching this in 2022, it'll be in a few days. If you're watching this in the future, welcome to the past. Wait, why am I an old lady in the past? One of those days. Anyway, registration opens on the 1st. It's going to be very simple and very relaxing. It will be a Google form. There will be a link sent out to the people on the email list. There will be a link that I will post in the private Facebook group. And I'm sure we'll put it up on Instagram. It's going to be everywhere. So you're not going to miss it. We're not even going to touch it for 24 hours. So in that first 24 hours, anyone who wants to sign up, wants a spot, can put their name in for a spot. Go ahead and register. After that 24 hours, we're just going to start pulling names and sending emails. Once you get the email, you pay for your spot. Your spot is confirmed. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to be stitching together next year. And I don't know. I wish everybody could come. We have 140 spots. Will we make 140 people? Like, will 140 people want to come? We'll see. October 1st. Look out. Fiber Arts Amy and me, Kitschywips. Whips. I thought I'd share with you guys. Well, we're going to get to some stitching in a second. Let's do some other stuff first. I don't know why. Let's just do. I thought I'd share with you guys how I store my needle minders. I found this board at a thrift shop. And the funny thing was I didn't buy it. Like, I was like, oh, that's a cool board, but what do I need with a magnet board? And then I got home and went, needle minders, idiot. So my friend's parents who live close by to there actually very sweetly went back and bought it for me. Like, I really need that magnet board. It's perfect. It hangs up in my bedroom. These aren't all my needle minders because most of them are on projects. Because even my super old projects, I'll just kind of stick them on there. But this is very handy. For those of you that use needle minders, how do you store them? Do you have them on like a magnet board, or what else have I seen? I've seen people stick them on the side of those metal like crafty cart things. What do you use to put your needle minders on? I would love to know. I've got the teensiest bit of haul because honestly, this girl needs to quit hauling. So I have put the brakes on the spending, trying to be responsible. Super boring, but whatever. I did buy this pattern from See, I was trying not to say long dong samplers like I always do, and instead I said log, like I was going to say log dog samplers, which I guess is better than long dong. We could go so many ways with that. Okay, anyway, I got tap dancers from Long Dog Samplers. I love Long Dog. I love their stuff. And you know why? And I've mentioned this before. Long Dog Samplers look, well, first of all, they're almost always huge, like ginormous. And they look super complicated and nuts. And it is literally just full X's. Very little back stitching, no beading, no metallics, no special. It's just cross stitch. If you're looking for something that looks super impressive but isn't super complicated, you can't get easier like you really can. I just love this one. My daughter used to dance ballet. I used to dance in the clubs. So there's so many things. I'll get there. One of the things I love about Long Dog is how many little details they add. And you can catch something new every time you look at this. Like, is that a donkey chasing a goose? Kicking that goose? I don't know. Is that like a chicken on that ballet dancer? Could be. Is that a stripper? You could say it's a gymnast or just a dancer, like jumping, leaping from the stage. But I don't know. That looks like a pole dancer to me. Have you guys ever seen those classes? You know, those like you can take exotic dance classes, but you know, they all have poles. So you can learn how to like spin on the pole in the high heel shoes, which looks really fun. And I've thought about doing it, but I'm a little bit scared because I don't know that I necessarily need to be in front of a huge mirror trying to get up on a pole with big high heels on. I mean, I've thought about it. And basically, what I picture is, okay, so I come into the room. They say, Maggie, get on the pole. Okay, great. Sure. Yes, ma'am. I get on the pole. And then I start to climb. But the problem is,
2,000 years later.
That was me squeaking as I came back down. Anyway, stitching. Speaking of long dog samplers, decided to completely change everything about pandemic. I think it was in my whip parade video, which was my second video ever. I had started pandemic during the pandemic. I got it when it was free. Looks like this. I started it during the pandemic. I was in the Facebook group, like the whole thing. At the time, I hand-dyed fabrics. All that stuff was not on my radar. And then when I went in the Facebook group, you know, everybody's using all these great fabrics, but I'm looking it up and I'm like, I think I need like a yard or so to like do this pattern. And I was like, I am not paying that much. I used what I had on hand, which of course was Aida, and not just any Aida. It was oatmeal Aida fancy. I was very happy. I was doing all black on the oatmeal Aida. But then I noticed in the Facebook group that everybody was like changing it. So they had to add a toilet paper roll or, you know, a laptop for virtual schooling. They were doing all these different things because so much happened in 2020. Did you know that a lot? I'm sure you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But a lot of stuff happened in 2020. So people were making all these changes, which I thought was super cool. So I'm like, I'm going to make changes too. I had a baby, like all, you know, y'all know what happened. But the problem is I like overwhelmed myself, where then I was thinking too much about it. And then it wasn't fun to stitch because I'm like, where am I going to put this? And where am I going to put that? So I just kind of like put the whole thing away. Then I decided I would restart it now that I'm into the fancy fabrics, and you know, I've got the fancy fabrics, and I had a yard of Picture This Plus Calypso. Y'all know it's one of my favorite colors. So I was like, I'm just gonna redo the whole thing. And I think that is the whip that I showed in my whip parade video. Cut to current times. I decided, you know what? No, I had done a decent amount on my Ada. Maybe I did show it. Doesn't matter. Focus, Maggie. So I decided to frog the little bit that I had on my Calypso. I squirreled that back into my stash so I could sit on it like Smaug with his gold. And I just picked up the Ada, and I'm like, you know what? We're just doing it on Ada. And it's going to be a journey, y'all. You know why? Look at the size of this. What I would do is I would buy the roll of Ada fabric at like Michael's or AC Moore when they were around. So this is a corner. And I thought, oh, I started really close to the edge. I'm going to measure this. And yeah, it's going to end up like crazy, right? Whatever. Plus, I don't know. Now that I'm doing Flosstube, I was like, Oatmeal Ada has a little more significance these days, right? Because I've talked about it and joked about it so much, and so many people have commented that, yeah, I remember that, and I used to use Ada that way too, or Oatmeal Ada rather. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing, and I'm not gonna worry about it. And I do not know how I folded this. Have you ever heard of a little thing called Chatelaine Wednesday? I decided to take a break from Rainy Days Autumn because I am in the beading phase of the center and my baby loves to randomly leap upon me. So we decided to start Le Parfum. My French is not adequate. I'll pop a picture in here so you can see it. So I started, this is the center bottle. It is on a 28 count linen from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers called Mermaid Mules, one of the recent fabrics of the month. And y'all, I'm not exaggerating when I say I'm pretty sure there's 50 colors of DMC in this one bottle. This bottle almost broke me. Not because it was difficult, but there would literally be 1 stitch, 2 stitches, 4 stitches, all different colors. That being said, you can't deny the effect. It might be a pain in the butt to stitch, but man, it looks so cool. I actually have quite a bit to show y'all today. This is Day Nymph, part of the hashtag Nymph Sow that we've been stitching up. The plan was to do both of these. There's a Night Nymph, this is Day Nymph, and I'm not wanting to stitch Day Nymph anymore, and I will tell you why. So this is where I am at on Day Nymph. I obviously did a skin conversion. I can't remember which one I used, but if you want to know, just ask me. I'm happy to tell you what I used. I can't remember which DMC it was off the top of my head, unfortunately. This is the issue. You use almost all Valdani threads, all in this chrysalis part, the inside and outside of her wings, part of her hair, the skin, and obviously this sparkly here is DMC and Krynic. This dark color right here is constantly shredding, and it was shredding when I was doing the other side, but for some reason it is just constantly shredding now. Every single length of thread that I'm using shreds at some point. It's not fun. I'm still gonna finish, and I love the effect of it. That's the thing, is I love using Valdani, but this dark color is being a jerk. I would like to finish her though, because there's a lot done. So, oh, there's another color. Yeah, this portion of her wings is not even close to being done. I don't know what I'm doing. Quick side note, I know that normally there is a cat sitting on my couch, but now there's a huge horse dog. That is Tabe. He is Carolina dog mix. He's huge, And we adopted him from the shelter, and he's the most amazing dog in the world. He's a big old baby. Very cute. Welcome, Tabe, to Flosstube. This is Golden Girl Apples from Mirabilia. I'm stitching this on a 28 count fabric flare wood print fabric. Gotten quite a bit of her skin done. So I think I may just finish the arms and do the hair and then come down and do her legs and then work on the background and stuff. I don't know. James, the PH stitcher, has been for the last couple of months doing a mystery stitching buddy. He asked me to do it and I said, yeah, that sounds awesome. Thank you, James. I had a blast. That I started Serena Sprout from Autumn Lane Stitchery. Love Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'll put a picture in of what it looks like. Bang. Very cute. This is my start. This is her chestular region and the bottom of her hair. It is a opalescent something from Fiberlicious. I think it's called Peach of My Heart, but it's this cute peachy sparkly color. I thought it'd be good for her. Speaking of Autumn Lane Stitchery, I also started the Dark Queen of the Earth SAL. The first clue came out September 1st. There is plenty of time for you to join us. It's a lot of fun. That is my start. I finally got sick of doing lines of this color, so I just outlined it so then I could just sit around and watch Reservation Dogs and finish it. Just fill in. This is on a 28 count linen, the called for from Under the Sea Fabrics in Nightshade. I did some work on my Earth Goddess from Joan Elliott. I love her. I think she's so cute. This is on an unnamed Crazy Hamster fabric. Y'all may remember one of my other episodes that I said that I messed up on the skirt somewhere. Oh yeah, I did, big time. But I was not gonna frog everything I'd done. So I just worked around it. That actually looks really good on camera. Y'all, you will be so proud of me. Why? Because I've got a start on my Snow White. There she is. My Disney Dreams Snow White Discovers the Cottage. I'm having an absolute blast with this Snow White, like completely. Some of y'all may remember that I had previously started it after my last Flosstube where I'm like, I don't know what to do. People were like, start Snow White. So I was like, I will totally do that. Thanks, peer pressure. I'm just kidding. There was no peer pressure. And I started it in the middle. Most people that I see that stitch a full coverage piece will start in the corner and then they stitch these cute little boxes, I guess of like 10 of 10, like 10 by 10 stitches. And it looks great. And then once it fills in, like it's really cool looking. I've never stitched a full coverage before and I've never stitched that way. So I thought maybe I should just stitch it the way it seems like most people stitch it. But then a couple of people very helpfully messaged me and said, well, if you're using the kit fabric, they cut it kind of close. Maybe don't start in the corner, start in the center to make sure you've got enough fabric. Thank you very much, stitching community. I had already frogged my center start because I'm like, I need to start in a corner and be a big girl, and then was like, oh, no, I don't. I can do whatever I want. And so I restarted it, and I've gotten this far. I'm pretty sure this is the big tree. I could have just kept the picture out. Pretty sure what I'm working on right now is like this comeuppance of the tree. I've decided to highlight my stitches as I go. That has made it so much easier. Like, do 4 or 5 stitches and then highlight them off. And I know I'm saying this like I invented it. I know everybody else has been doing this probably since the beginning of cross stitch. It's something new that I tried, and man, and I like it. Speaking of Disney, my friend who loves Tinkerbell and the Disney fairies, well, the original Disney fairies, got me a couple of kits to stitch for her. One is this Tinkerbell, which will actually kind of match the other Prila Prela, I think, piece that I did. I'll try to put a picture in here if I remember to grab it from my Instagram. So funny story. Oh, and she also found a second Prela kit, which you really can't find much with her on it because she does not exist anymore. Back in the old days, when Disney first came up with this concept that like Tinkerbell actually had friends and wasn't just, you know, a jerk from Peter Pan, I don't know. Prela was one of the friends. It started as a book. Before the movie came out, before any of that, they completely overhauled and redesigned her friends. So they don't exist in the original form. What makes it kind of funny is that when the book came out, my friend loved Prela, and her very first tattoo is of this fairy who doesn't exist anymore. So I've already stitched one of these for her. I'm going to stitch this one and the Tinkerbell. The only difference in this kit is that it did not come with like the paper little canvas thing that you attach the finished stitch to so you can hang it on the wall. But I'm just going to attach them to regular, I've got these size little canvases, so I'm just going to attach it to those when I'm finished. There she is. These kits are really cool because it just kind of outlines, you know, they leave blank what you stitch. And then you just follow the pattern as usual. My last bit of stitching that I have done, because oh yes, I may be showing a rescue, is my witches. Spellbound and Witching Hour. I saw them put together on the same fabric on Facebook in one of the Nora groups, and I was like, I need to do that. But I've changed it a little bit just to fit kind of the vision that I had in mind. I have not changed any of the called for colors or beading because I actually think they both work really well on this crazy fabric I got from Under the Sea Fabrics. The majority of the stitching is done, so I've gone ahead and started the beading because I need to bead Witching Hour so that I can finish the bottom of Spellbound skirt. And then I need to decide if I want to add extra books to the other side of Spellbound. The only thing I've changed is obviously I didn't put the wings on Spellbound, and that was really just for spacing. I didn't have enough space because I wanted her kind of like where she looked like she was really part of the scene. So I kind of put her a little bit behind Witching Hour, which means I've had to adjust the bottom of her skirt. So I've kind of just been stitching little bits here and there to kind of fill in around, like that's Witching Hour beads right there that I need to put in. And then once I'm done beading Witching Hour, I'll figure out what I want to do with the rest of Spellbound skirt. And if I want to add books, maybe to the other side of Spellbound here, another stack of books. I really appreciate everyone's super sweet comments about this project because I've not been extremely confident about it, the way it's come out. I don't know. I'm probably just too close to it. I'm very proud of it. And it really, actually, now that I say I'm not confident about it, but it really does kind of make me want to go back through all of the Nora Corbett, like pixies and witches and all of that to see what else I can maybe mash together in a scene, because it's really kind of cool. The good thing about the Nora Corbett's is they're small, so they're much faster to stitch. Now, am I the only one that considers Nora Corbett a small? My idea of a small is like one of these Nora Corbett's. I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be like so quick to stitch. It's silly. I have more projects than I'll ever finish. Speaking of projects I want to finish, so y'all know that one of my whips is Mermaid of the Pearls from Mirabilia. It is one of her out of print mermaids, and it's wicked old. It's number 26 of her patterns. So it's been around for a while, and she really is gorgeous. I started her, and when my L&S went out of business a few months ago, I got lucky that they had almost all of her beads and treasures, and I think some of her treasures are actually not available anymore. I could be wrong about that. Like, great, I'm just gonna stitch her. And then the fabric I had her on, I want to say was maybe a 32 count. And then I started to think, I wonder if my beads are going to be too tight. There's a lot of confetti on Mermaid of the Pearls. Just ask Memphis Sarah E, who is currently stitching her, and her work is gorgeous. Go check out her channel. She's just in my Mirabilia box of whips. And yes, there's so many Mirabilia whips, I have a box. You've seen it. It's not the diaper box from my Mirabilia video. It's the other one. Long story short, too late. Fiber Arts Amy finds this Mermaid of the Pearls partially stitched. What? I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, if it's partially stitched, you know, maybe that's something I could just finish. The more I'm looking at this picture, I just got this today. Like literally while I was filming, the mail person came up and it was not from Amazon. The seller just reused the envelope. Look at this. I am like 98% sure she is fully stitched. Even the Krynick's already in there. All that's missing, it looks like to me, is the back stitching and all of the beading. Right? What? Icing on the cake. I put it on my watch list and the seller sent me a coupon for it. Oh, he sent me the pattern and this fully stitched, I assume, Mermaid of the Pearls. All I gotta do is that tiny bit of back stitching and then bead it. I might just have me a Mermaid of the Pearls on my wall before the year is up. Ooh. Heck yeah, I'm gonna frog the little bit that I did. I'm gonna use the beads I've already got because that was part of what sold me on it. Was like, well, I've already got all the beads and the treasures. I think this person just stitched it on an even weave and they did a beautiful job. So close to the finish. What happened? I would love to know the story behind this. The seller wasn't even like a cross stitch seller either. They like sold coins. I'm gonna frog the teensy bit I did. That fabric's going back in my stash for something else that's gorgeous. And I'm gonna bead me a Mermaid of the Pearls. Couple of quick mentions. My friend Claire, Floss Chronicles, has started a Flosstube. Go check out Claire's videos. She's super fun. Rogue Mama Stitcher just finished another stocking. You guys are so talented. I don't think I could do a stocking. Go check out her video where she shows off this stocking. It's really, really so cute. Erica at Rose Opal Knits. So Erica runs the channel with her daughter-in-law and it's typically knitting, I guess, mostly knitting. So she decided to start a Flosstube for just her cross stitching because her daughter-in-law doesn't cross stitch. Her name is Erica. She is a lot of fun and has some great projects. If you recall from, I don't know what video it was, just go rewatch all of my videos. But I showed the frosted pumpkin stitchery fiber friends. It was the little circular thing I did on oatmeal, you know, that I wasn't sure how to finish. Monkey and Mouse, who also just started a Flosstube, I'll link them down below, very graciously has offered to finish it for me into a project bag. I'm super excited because I've seen people with finished cross stitches turn them into project bags. I cannot do that because I do not sew. I think that's it. Did we do it already? I've been filming for an hour. I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna end up with 30 minutes worth of footage. Look at that big old dog. If I have forgotten something, please comment down below. Just comment down below anyway, say hello. What do you think? Okay, here's a question for the comment section. What are your thoughts on finishing partially stitched projects? Are you the type of person that will find something started and you're like, I want to be part of the journey of this piece? Or are you more like, I want it to be me from beginning to end, which is completely valid. But I'm just interested. How many people are cool with stitched projects? Maybe we should do a huge UFO swap. I don't know, would that swap group be a thing or that wouldn't really be a thing, would it? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Comment down below what you think about finishing partially stitched pieces. I think we did it, y'all. I want everybody at the retreat next year. Please sign up. I want to meet everybody and have lots of fun. I love spending time with you. Thank you for spending your time with me. All right, y'all.